Hello, and let's look at some interesting topic today, which is a tool actually. The tool is Mindmap tool, and it's a concept nowadays. It's very famous, very popular, popularly used, and it is really very nice way of representing something. And we'll see how can we use this interesting tool in our day-to-day life work, and whenever we can leverage this. So let's understand what is mind map first. Mind map, from the name, it says that we are creating kind of a mapping whatever we have some thoughts in our mind, right? So we have different thoughts around it, and we are trying to map those thoughts with the different ideas, right? So that's the word that comes from mind map. And if I have to explain in a couple of definitions or some way, then it's like mind mapping is a quick way to take some notes or some ideas, right? So it can be anything, any thoughts that if you have a travel plan, if you are preparing some recipe for food, or you have some plan to buy something and all. So any topic you can visualize that using different thoughts and ideas. So like it's a free form of putting your ideas and thoughts. It is a visually represented way. Okay, so uh, it's also used for connecting your ideas, right? So for example, sorry, when you think, right, when you start thinking on some particular topic, so you also get some ideas, context based on that topic. So a lot of ideas, when you think, you get those ideas again and again. So rather than writing those in the plain text format, if we use this mind map to and try to visualize that ideas and all, it gives us a very quick, easy, and it's very easy to represent. It's very easy to think through. It is very easy to actually remember it. So our brain actually remembers short images, short phrases, short words, long sentences, paragraphs. It's very difficult for our brain to remember quickly. Okay, so that's the reason the idea behind this mind map is to take short notes, think through it, think on a particular topic, then branch out the thoughts and ideas. One idea will have another idea from that, just like a tree and branch concept, right? It keeps on increasing. So it's a thinking, free form ideas, visually more readable way. And mind mapping improves our metacognitive skill, meaning you need to think, you need to plan, you need to arrange stuffs, right? So this is purely based on a mind game, mind exercise, I would say. So uh, that's like a great way to actually visually represent your ideas and thoughts, whatever in your mind. Now we know that what is mind map. Let's see why to use it. What are the use cases in our day-to-day life, and how to use it and all. So why to use it? Basically, if you are a person who has attended or who learns online or on a classroom basis, what we do is we observe and we listen to the TED lecturers and sessions and all. Then we jot down a couple of notes on our notepad and pen and paper and all. But think that during that session, you are focused on the listening. Sometimes you get out of that focus, make some notes, and that notes are rough notes. Like you cannot have proper notes, descriptive notes while listening to a lecture already, because your focus is there. Your mind is busy listening and understanding that lecture or session. So what we do, quickly we take a notes on our notepad or something. Okay, so the reason here is that those notes are not that effective, because you cannot. It means that what you are doing is, while watching and attending the lectures, what you are doing is you are just transcribing the whatever session into a short form of ideas, converting them. But again, you are not thinking there, because you are busy. Your mind is busy in understanding the lecture. Thinking will come after the lecture is over, and you go back to your notes, you think, and then you prepare from that short idea, and then prepare a very good descriptive notes. That is where you think, you remember what was taught in the session and all those stuff. So your brain thinks only when it is focused on only on thinking. If you are listening to something, you are busy with doing something, that you cannot have that 100% of capacity of your brain on thinking. So that's the reason when you want to actually explore that notes, short notes that you have taken a quick notes during a session, come back here and explore that notes into more thoughts and more mind. That is where it can be more useful. And whenever we write it during session, right, we don't think much, because we just write a couple of words that comes to our mind then and there, and we move on. Okay, so also imagine that you cannot, if the speaker or if the lecturer is actually so fast in explaining you things, you cannot. If it is online, you might pause the video, think and write a note. But if it is an offline classroom thing and all, it's very difficult for you to match with the speed of the speaker. So what you have to do is you have to be as fast as the speaker, and you have to take notes as fast as possible. Sometimes we miss it. Okay, so in that case, in whatever the notes that you capture during that, what you should do is you have to come back and prepare that short words immediately, because whatever you remember after that session, you can use mind map to branch out, or you can explore more on that particular topic. Okay, so because this is very big, mind mapping is like a tree branching structure. Visually it is very easy to read, very easy to understand. That's why our mind remembers it for a long time, because it is short quick notes, images, ideas and connection. So there is a relationship between one thing to another thing. We'll see in a bit. Okay, so how to use it? How to use it in the sense anything, and there is no strict rule at all. Every brain in the world has a different, unique way to think. So there cannot be two mind maps that is exactly same, because not the brain is also not same. So not two brain can be same. So anything you throw at different people, they will think in a very unique way. Everyone has a unique way to think and represent that particular topic. So this is a free form idea of taking notes. Okay, so what we do is that we pick up a topic, we make that topic as a center point. From that center point, left and right and center, around that center point, we start branching out, just like a tree, right? Tree and branching out our thoughts around any thoughts. Okay, so one branch and then sub branch and sub branch, and it goes on and on. Okay, so each person will have a different mind mapping, as thoughts are different. So there is no strict rule, and it is a free form exercise. Then mind map for the beginner, it would look like that. You are just getting started. People start adding the mind map. They start writing longer paragraphs, a lot of things here and there. But again, it's natural. Once you start using it, you will see some improvement. Again, what you do is that you review that, and you might have to try to do as much as short possible. If it is possible for you to remember something in 2 words, then do it. If it is not possible, then maybe 3 words or one sentence is fine. But the idea here is that making it as short as possible, so that you, at a glance of it, you remember what is the context, and you can think through on that each of the nodes or branches. Okay, so short, quick thing that you can do it, how to use it, how not to use it. There are also there are also instances where people get so obsessive over the mind map, and then they try to use it at every place, and or it can be used for in every context and in everywhere, but there is a limit to it. There is a good use case, and there is a benefit to it, right? So imagine a situation where you are preparing a report of sales report, right? Your sales report will have a lot of data. I mean, it would have thousands of records, thousands of column data, a lot of numbers and all. Imagine that you want to make that as a mind map. It's not possible. I mean, it is possible, but it's not good way to do it, because that's the data, right? It's a column, rows of data. So data are different. So it is, Excel sheet is best suited for that, because it's a data, and we can filter the data. We can export that data into graphs and all. There is no need to do the mind map, because that data we are not explaining to someone. It's not a complex data. Row and columns are there, and data is filled with 1,000 row or 2,000 rows. It's very simple, right? So we should not do a lot of data related, data heavy concept in the mind map. It will make our mind map so complex and ugly that one will not even look at it. That's the whole idea, that do not make it complex, make it simple, short, and visually readable. Then again, don't use long and too much data, as I said, and it reduces the idea of mind map. So whole idea of the mind map is that quick glance, you remember it, you explain it to anyone, the other person can also understand it very easily, right? That's the whole idea of the mind map. Yeah, now let's come to the tools. Nowadays there are a massive number of tools available in the internet. And modes, both many are free, many are paid, many are like subscription based and all those stuff. So I have spent enough time there. From my experience, I've searched a lot of mind maps and all. I found that there is no one tool that can cater all your need, because every tool has its own purpose, good things, bad things and all. But what I have tried to jot down is that I try to pick up some of the very famous mind mapping tool. More or less they have the almost similar features, but when it comes to cost, right, everyone looks for a open source or free one, unless they actually need the paid features and all those stuff, right? So I try to think in that way. Whatever the possible freely available tools are there, I try to jot it down with the features and some comparison. If you feel that you can afford it, go ahead and buy some premium features of these tools are there, and amazing features are there as and when as per your need. But for a basic need like creating a basic mind map, converting that into some text file or images or PDF, or presenting it to someone, or sharing it to someone. These are some basic features which are available in the free version. If you want to have beyond that, you want to have collaborative team, private sharing and all those stuff, that you might have to pay. But if it's not that case, then with the free features with all these tools are enough for a day-to-day basis. Okay, so xmind is what is the top. It's my favorite mind map tool, xmind. It has a desktop application, it has web application, and it has mobile application. Three ways, and you can synchronize between all of them. Okay, so that is one thing. What happens when the popularity of web-based is high, because you don't have to install anything, and it is on the cloud. You have a login credential, you log in there, and all your data is stored in the cloud. So that is one of the benefit there of the web-based tool. So this is very popular. But again, there are some limitations in the web-based tool. So desktop tools are also there. Desktop tool will have more features compared to web tool. Okay, in terms of if you don't have internet, you are working offline, then desktop tool is best. Okay, if you are always working on the online and you have a restriction to install the software, sometime in office laptop or sometime in our laptop, we don't have a permission to install softwares and all, we cannot do all the stuff. So in that case, web is best. Okay, so based on your use case, your scenario, you can have a flexibility to use web and desktop. Again, mobile is also there. In the mobile also, if you are on the go, you are traveling somewhere, you want to quickly prepare something or access something, mobile application is also a very good way to access all your cloud-based mind maps. Okay, so xmind is one of the best tools, I would say, but it also has some limitation in the free feature. If you want to buy it subscription based, it costs something. If you want to buy it, it has all that brilliant features in the xmind. Okay, so some of the features are not there in xmind or in the free version, so I started looking for some more features that might complement the need of this xmind, and then I found the miro. This is another excellent tool. This is also available in both or in all platforms, web, desktop, and mobile. Okay, so this is the link that keep these links on the description or the notes. So this also has a very good intuitive UI, very nice looking UI, just like this xmind and all. But feature wise, when it comes to free, it also has a limitations. But some of the features which are not coming in the free version of xmind are actually there in the miro. So I find that based on the need and my context, I keep switching between xmind and miro. Okay, so these both are very good and very good mind map tool. Then again, if you don't want anything on this, there is also Mindmap. I mean, this is again only web based. This has also two different versions. One is a open source with limited feature. One is subscription based. That again also it has its own pros and cons. This one is very pretty. I mean, old looking UI, not so intuitive like this two, Miro and xmind. This is kind of old fashioned version and very less feature, but feature wise it also has all that feature that these guys are providing, but it doesn't have a mobile and it's not. So but it's very easy to use, nothing complex at all, so easy to use. FreeMind is one of the very ancient, I would say ancient or old. This is very old software. It's the open source software, no premium version, no subscription. It's only available in desktop. So nowadays nobody is using it, but traditionally conservative people who are used to it, they're still using it. It has good features. A lot of features are there, and it has some features which none of this has. Like it is very advanced features, like we can use our scripting also here. We can export it, import it into different formats. But it is very old looking UI, very no color, no thing, very classic style. So it is not, also the problem is no updates here. There was a software and that is there. It needs a Java, old Java. So we are all now using Java latest version, some Java 17 or 18 versions, and this guy works on Java 1.5, which is very outdated. So people have started moving out of it, but still it's a, whoever is using it's a good choice. If you don't want to pay, or there are a lot of features. If you want to work with some coding, scripting, and based on something, this is best suited. So it has that features. So this is what the tools about. There are so many other tools, but more or less they are coming close to these features and all. Okay. I just have a feature comparison based on their features and all, and I wanted to bring this table so that we all actually can decide it and all. But I won't consider FreeMind and Mindmap for any reason except for the FreeMind. It's old, but that script version hardly it is used, but nobody needs that nowadays. We can do scripting based on our languages. A lot of languages are present nowadays, libraries are present. But again, because this is popular, I just wanted to add it. It's purely open source, no paid subscription needed, only desktop. So it has very simple, classic, non-color black and white branching theme. You can export it as a PDF, PNG, JPG. Very less icons and emojis are there. Very old software and not available on web and mobile. So it's okay kind of thing. And then Mindmap is very less. I mean, yeah. So let me take you through this FreeMind. How does it look like? So this is how it looks like. It's like a very classic old style software, and it is old style. So if you see here, it's like a very old software that we used some 10 years back and all. So it works. It works anyways. It works as is. So it has all that features. We can export it to different HTML version. We can export Dash, XSD, PDF, JPG, or other options are there. Okay, so here also I can import it from other couple of formats that support, not much, but it supports only its own file. Okay, and some other files that it supports, but very less options available. And we can also do an encrypted map, so we don't need to pay anything here. But if you want to be really do encrypted and password protected in other tools, they will charge you. It will come under the paid features. That are a couple of things that we have to do a trade-off. And then here, if you see here, the layout, HTML code view, and all these are something I was talking about, which is not there in most of other Mindmap tool. Here you can do all that stuff, coding stuff, but again, I don't feel that is that much necessary. Okay, coming to the Mindmap. This is Mindmap. Okay, Mindmap. This is also old style UI, but anyways, it has some kind of okay basic UI and stuff, but still it's not that good looking and all. But features are there. We can share it. If we have a login details, we can share it. But again, the sharing is not that intuitive. It's not collaborative sharing. Like you have to share as a file, and that person has to download it, and it's like not that useful. So again, next would be a miro. This is very brilliant tool again. If you see here, how colors are there, very nicely outlined. It looks like very branching strategy, nicely branched out and all. If you see here, this is a sample mind map that I prepared. It's right. How easy it is to see the reason behind the mind map. The concept here is the testing concept. If I wanted to present it to someone, or if I am learning something, and I jotted down quick points on the API testing area. So the context here is the API testing. And I sat and thought through and what can be the possibility around the API testing. So it could be methods. There are different methods, API performances, API automation, API authentication, status codes, parameters, headers. Each of that branches can have multiple more branches. Everyone can have, every topic can have more branches. See, in the method, if you see there are get method, post method, this. Further also I can branch it out. I have an option to branch it out. So the more you think, the more you get that visualization, all that ideas you get. Okay, so the tree will grow exponentially, like it will grow a lot. Okay, but that will give us a very, see, imagine that you are trying to explain it to someone, all these concept at one screen. You have all that concept, you can show it to anyone. It is very easy to explain it. See, performance, what are the tools you are using. For automation, what are the libraries we are using. For authentication, what are the different authentication, status codes. At one go, one screen, I don't have to do long paragraph or bullet point and all those stuff. Those are, the moment we see that bullet point, right, there is an option here. I think this guy doesn't have that option of outline. I'll show it in another tool. Okay, so if I convert this thing into a, I mean, bullet points or normal, it will be boring to read. Actually, it's very difficult for you to even explain it or not. So this way, it is very helpful, right? So you can branch out like this for a mind map. So this Miro has a very good feature of, I mean, sharing it and exporting. You can export it using PDF, image, template. You can download as a CSV also. See, you see, if I download as a CSV, it looks something like this. So imagine that I am preparing some Word document like this points, and I'm explaining it to you how easy it is and how is it easy here. Okay, so that's the difference of mind mapping. It's very easy to read. Otherwise, would have to have you this thing with a bullet point and all those stuff. So that's the difference concept. But again, imagine that this is not huge text, massive data. It's very short quick points, and for that it's looking very good. Otherwise, it will look ugly if it is very huge. So coming to the feature again, you can present it. Presentation mode is also there. If you can make it a slides, then you can also share it to your friends. So if you have sharing option, best part I like to hear is that if you want a mind map where you want to work with others, then you can invite them. They should have an account, and you can simply invite them, and you both can work on the same mind map file. That's the beauty of this mind map, which I found that the same thing you have to pay for others. Okay, but then again it is limited to a couple of sharing, a couple of persons. Okay, you can also have a team based 3-4 people in a team also. You can share it, and all of you can work along the same line. So that's the best feature I got this in this miro app. It is also available in the web and mobile. So with a login, you can synchronize all your data there. Also, you can go ahead with a check out this update feature. There are good features there. The timing feature and all those stuff are there for a pro version, but I think with the free, it is pretty enough. Okay, we have also other templates. These templates are also very useful when we want to actually see. If you see, there are a lot of good looking templates based on your need. If it is a brainstorming, or if it is a agile flow, or anything that you want, eh, you just choose whatever it is, and it will convert that into. If I choose this, see, it is converting that. It will convert this into this. But again, it's depending on your purpose that you want it. For now, I don't want this again. Okay, so yeah, so this is what an example. So I would say that if you really want to work with a team-based collaboration manner, then this one is best. Let's come back to another tool, which is something but xmind. This is the best, I would say, in terms of features and in terms of all this. If you see the look and feel, it is a web version. This has the web version, xmind.works. You can have all your all that things. If you see, you have emojis, you have stickers, right? All the stickers, you have it here. You can make it beautiful presentations. You can do a relationship as well. You can also present the same thing. So this is the web version. We also have two versions of desktop. In the desktop also all that versions are there, but again some of the more features are there, like pitch mode. So it will actually, it is a part of the pro version, but again you can do a trial version. So it will do a pitch mode here. So this is how you can present it to someone. So you see here, all that topics will be presented in a very animated way. It looks very beautiful if you are presenting it to someone, and with this different mind map, the like it's a advanced version of PowerPoint with animation. Right? So that's how it is. So this tool has this, but again this is a paid one. You have to pay. If you see here, I'm evaluating. I'm on a trial mode since a long time. I need to pay for it for more of most features. So the problem here, I see that everything is good. I can save this to PNG and PDF, no issue. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, I need to pay. This is a paid feature. I cannot do this. I cannot also export this into text. For example, I want to export this into text, or I want to make a Word document. I can't do this because I have to pay for that. Okay, so I can save this as a mind map file. If you are saying, I can save this as a mind map file. And then I can also save this PDF and PNG, that's fine. But again, if you are saving it to PNG, because this is a trial version, it will have a watermark. Okay, if you see this, watermark will be displayed. If you have to pay, if you have to remove that, that watermark will not be there. That is again another disadvantage on this xmind. But again, on the xmind here, you don't have to. This is a free version. If you want to, export it here in the web version, it's good. In the web, you can do that. But the problem is that in the web, you have only two options. Either you can save it in this xmind format, which is again not a visible format. You have to use that xmind software always, or else there is an image version. You can do this. Only one option. Okay, no, not much option here in the export section. That's why if you don't have to export other than image, then you can use this. Other than image, if it is a text or something, that, or you want to collaborate, right? There is no sharing option also. If you cannot share and work with others here, even here also you cannot share and work with others. So if you want to share, this Miro is best. Share and work with others, Miro is best. Sometimes what happens, we want to add this mind map to our blog post or somewhere in our website. So easily we can do it here. If you see here, share it, then we can, anyone with this link can view. You can copy this link. This link will be available for anyone. You don't need to log in. You copied that link. This is a public link. See, you can use this link, embed this in your website, and it will still work. Nobody can. It's only view only. And if you see, there's a nice feature here. You can take notes here. You can share it to people, and then you can have a control. If you others can make a note on it, they can comment on it. They cannot change it, but they can make note on it. Okay, so this is very good way if you want to work with collaboratively with people. But remember that this will have only option of public and all unlimited people, 3-4 people or team based. Check out the feature limitation. So that's why I like this when I work with a collaborative manner. Otherwise, xmind web is enough if you want to just export with the image and all. Okay, and there is interestingly another open source version of xmind. This is called xmind 8. Okay, so this xmind 8 is purely open source, but again it also have an optional feature for pro feature. You can go ahead, but it is not an evaluated version or tried version. It is an open source version. You don't need to be in a tried version. It's just that it's open source. It was actually, it's an older one. This one is the newer one. So this look and feel wise, this is very beautiful than this, but again this is kind of classic style, and it has enough features. Like you have themes as well. If you see here, you can choose themes here as well, and images also. We can see this image and icon. This is a pro feature. Some of the features are pro, but again whatever we need. See, if you see the outline also, it gives a nice outline. Let's say what are the export features here. In the export feature, we have this option. If you see here, most of them are pro. So text file, we can export it. So if your need is to export that into text file, use this free version. This is best, because in xmind work, Here we cannot do this. Here we can't export it to text. In the new version also we cannot export it to text. It is a pro feature actually, so we can't do that. All this will ask for a pro version. So if you want to export it to text or somewhere, it's very easy. This one supports it out of the box. If you see here, HTML also you can freely export it. Others are all pro. So CSV also pro. Everything is pro. So if you want to export it in the text, you can export this. See, it will look like this in the profile. So you can again convert this into either CSV or whatever it is. That's up to you. But again, if you have to export it to CSV and all, and what collaboratively, I think Miro is best for collaborative working, and CSV also it gives you out of the box. It's a free feature. So based on your usage, but I like the intuitive and the feature. A lot of features are there, right? Xmind, and Xmind 8 free version is enough actually for any day-to-day work. So this is all about the mind mapping, and now let's see what are the good mind maps that we can see. Okay, so there is a site where it has a public repository kind of thing. It has worlds all over the world. People have shared their mind maps publicly. You have thousands of mind maps. So I have picked up a couple of things. See how the mind map should look like and how it is a good mind map. See, this should be very clean and very easy to read. Something like this, Airbnb. You can see how easy to explain, prepare mind map. See how easy it is to actually explain it, this complex structure. How the hierarchy is that if you have to write it in a document, it's very tough to explain, tough to write. And see here we already have the, for example, imagine there is an organization structure, manager, employee, and all the stuff. It's very easy to explain someone. Here we are also planning something on the project. In our project we also have a planning, right? This different styles of mind map also you can put it. So you see here some emojis you can put it for creativity, right? And then if you see here, okay, if you see here this is something called timeline kind of thing. Okay, so you can prepare like this. See how big timeline based. So it is very easy to understand. If you want to explain it to someone, it's very easy to understand it. But again, it is short and clean, nothing much text or something. But again, this is how you can prepare this kind of mind maps. And to do this, if you do this in a PowerPoint, in a Word, it will be very tough and complex. So that's how a very good mind map looks like. But again, one of the other things also, we can also prepare this kind of mind map. This is also a mind map actually. But I feel that when it comes to mind map, I always would like to, I feel that it should be a tree and branch structure, because that's what we are thinking, right? Our mind map branching and all have a tree branching structure, you see. But this is a little bit different. If you really have to do this, we can do easily in the Excel sheet. It looks very nice there. But again, this is also a possibility. If you really want to do in the mind map, this kind of structure also you can do it. So it is present in the mind map. So this is what I wanted to show. I think this is pretty good enough. Conclusion. If I really have to work collaboratively with other people and all, I want to export it to mind map to CSV or something. Miro is best. Free version is enough. And if you really want more intuitive, color based, and a lot of features, presentation mode and all, Xmind is best. And Xmind has a lot of options. Xmind, we have web, we have Xmind Pro. If you want to go with a lot of feature, buy it. If you want to go with the open source, this is enough. So based on your need, explore this. I would recommend that have a mix and match of both, because both are with very good features and all. Then maybe after some time of uses, you will settle with one of these, or maybe you have to keep switching. Okay, that's it for now. Feel free to put down your comments. I will link all these things in the video comment or as a note. Thank you.